Tyrone Power was one of the most captivating actors of Hollywood's golden age. With his striking good looks and undeniable charisma, he quickly rose to fame and became a household name. However, beneath the glamour and glitz of Tinseltown, Power was dealing with personal demons that would ultimately lead to his tragic downfall. At the age of just 44, the world lost one of its brightest stars in a devastating turn of events that left his fans and loved ones reeling. This is the story of the life and death of Tyrone Power, a talented actor whose legacy still endures to this day. Tyrone Power's stunning good looks made him one of the most recognizable faces of Hollywood's golden age. He became a household name for his charming performances as a romantic lead in swashbuckler films such as The Mark of Zorro, 1940, Blood and Sand, 1941, and The Black Swan, 1942. Starting in movies at the young age of 22, Power had an extensive career with around 50 film credits to his name. He proved to be a versatile actor, appearing in various genres beyond swashbucklers. Power's charm and talent earned him critical acclaim and a loyal fanbase. Tyrone Power was born into an acting dynasty on May 5, 1914, in Cincinnati, Ohio. His father and grandfather were both involved in stage acting, while his mother was a Shakespearean actress and a well-known dramatic teacher. As a sickly baby, Tyrone and his family moved to California in 1915 to seek a warmer climate. It was there that his sister, Anne, was born later that year. However, his parents' marriage fell apart, and they divorced in 1920. Tyrone's mother, Helen Emma Patia Rome, took her young family back to Cincinnati to live with her aunt, Helen Schuster Martin, who ran a drama school. Helen taught at the school and gave her son lessons in voice and drama from a young age. Despite his upbringing in the world of acting, Tyrone initially pursued a career in law, but he quickly realized his passion for the stage and began performing in local theaters. Eventually, he made his way to Hollywood and was signed to a contract with 20th Century Fox. Tyrone Power had always been drawn to the world of acting. Born into a family of performers, he was named after both his father and grandfather, both successful actors in their time. Despite his sickly nature as a baby, the family moved to California for the warmer climate, where his mother continued to teach drama and voice lessons. After graduating from Purcell High School in Cincinnati in 1931, Tyrone was already certain of his career path. He sought guidance from his father, who was well connected in the acting world, and joined him in New York City at the age of 17. However, his father's sudden death of a heart attack left him alone and struggling to make it in the business. Tyrone struggled to find success in Hollywood at first, with only 2 minor film roles in the early 1930s. He decided to return to New York and hone his craft on stage, where he was cast in productions like Romeo and Juliet under the direction of Katharine Cornell. His striking good looks caught the attention of Hollywood scouts, and he was soon offered a screen test that led to a contract with 20th Century Fox in 1936. Tyrone Power had become a Hollywood star almost overnight, but it wasn't an easy journey. He began with several minor roles in movies like Girls' Dormitory and Ladies in Love. However, it wasn't long before he captured the audience's hearts and moved swiftly to leading man status. In 1936, he landed his first major role in Lloyd's of London and quickly became a Hollywood sensation. Despite being fourth billed in the film, Power's performance was impressive enough to make him a household name. The studio recognized his talent and gave him leading roles in several films, including the 1937 disaster movie In Old Chicago. They continued to cast him in a wide variety of genres, from extravagant musicals such as Alexander's Ragtime Band in 1939, to westerns like Jesse James the following year. Power's striking good looks and captivating performances made him the ideal choice for swashbuckling period dramas, such as The Mark of Zorro in 1940 and Blood and Sand in 1941. The range of roles he played during his career helped establish him as one of the greatest movie actors of Hollywood's golden age. Power's talent for swordfighting was well known thanks to his many swashbuckling roles in Hollywood. His dueling scene with Basil Rathbone in The Mark of Zorro was so impressive that it is still considered one of the greatest in Hollywood history. Power continued to showcase his swordsmanship in other popular swashbucklers such as Son of Fury, The Story of Benjamin Blake and The Black Swan, both released in 1942. Tyrone Power's life took a drastic turn when the United States joined World War II in 1941. Power, like many other young men, joined the Marine Corps and was deployed to the South Pacific. During his service, he fought in some of the most intense battles of the war, including the Battle of Iwo Jima and the Battle of Okinawa. Despite his celebrity status, Power served as a pilot, and his actions earned him 2 citations for bravery. At the request of his studio, Power made one patriotic film during the war, a 1943 movie titled Crash Dive, but otherwise, he was not seen on screen until 1946. Finally, 20th Century Fox indulged his ambition for more meaningful material and co-starred him with Gene Tierney in the thriller The Razor's Edge. This marked a turning point in Power's career, as he moved away from his swashbuckling roles and into more serious dramatic roles. As his career progressed, Power took on a variety of roles, demonstrating his versatility as an actor. In 1947, he starred in Nightmare Alley as a conman mystic, a departure from his usual swashbuckling roles. The film showcased his impressive emotional range, but unfortunately, it did not perform well at the box office. Despite the disappointment of Nightmare Alley, Power remained a top draw for 20th Century Fox. However, most of his post-war films, such as The Black Rose in 1950 and Diplomatic Courier in 1952, were unremarkable. Although he acted in a few good westerns, including Rawhide in 1951, Power's best years were behind him by then. However, Power's talent was recognized once again in the late 1950s with his fine performances in The Sun Also Rises and Witness for the Prosecution in 1957. In addition to his film work, his excellent performances in post-war stage work also suggested that he had dramatic potential that remained underused. Once a Hollywood heartthrob, Tyrone Power had an interesting and varied personal life. Although rumors have circulated about his potential same-sex relationships in his youth, Power had several successful romantic relationships with women throughout his life. His first marriage was to French actress Annabella, which lasted from 1939 to 1948. After that, he married Mexican movie actress Linda Christian, and they had 2 children together during their 7-year marriage, which ended in 1956. Finally, he tied the knot with Deborah Ann Smith in 1958, with whom he had 1 child, and they remained together until his death. Aside from his marriages, Power had lengthy romantic affairs with several famous actresses, including Judy Garland, Lana Turner, and Mai Zetterling. Tyrone Power's final film work was on Solomon and Sheba in September 1958. His wife, Deborah, who was pregnant at the time, accompanied him to Madrid for the shooting. Unfortunately, on November 15, 1958, Power collapsed while filming a dueling scene with George Sanders and died from a heart attack at the age of 44. Despite being a heavy smoker, Power was a celebrated actor and remained a top box office draw throughout his career. He was buried at Hollywood Memorial Cemetery, and the inscription on his tombstone reads, "Good night, sweet Prince." Despite his premature death, Power's legacy lives on through his contributions to the film industry. Goodbye to the legendary actor, Tyrone Power.